to part 3 of restoring the Bayliner. Alright, this week my goal is to remove all the old gas, put the newly rebuilt carburetor on, take out the other seat and the foam under it, and then I can assess how much flooring I'll have to replace. Also, I'm going to take the spark plugs out and crank it over just to make sure there's nothing sitting on top of the cylinders like old oil or water, which could cause corrosion. Alright, let's go. Okay, well, I've got a few bags of foam bagged up. I've got to do some sweeping, and I got to cut that fiberglass down right there and sand the edges of it and clean that area up. Then I can move on to the next one.
I think I see a nest up there.
The gas in this is probably just as old as it's been sitting, a couple of years. It's hard to say. So I bought this little pump and we'll try to get as much out of the tank as possible. Well, after pumping for 20 or 30 times and getting no gas, I realized that this hose wasn't long enough to make it. So I'm going to the inside and I'm going to take the main hose loose and just shove it down in the tank from there. Getting this hose off was no easy task. Took 2 hose clamps off and pried it and used a screwdriver on it. Got a little damage right there, but it took about 15 minutes to get this hose off. So now I'm going to run this down in there and see if I can get some fuel on it. Well, as you can see, I filled up this container, which is an old cat litter container, with gasoline. Now the gasoline smells okay, but is there water in it? Who knows? With gasoline being so cheap, I don't have a problem discarding what's in this tank. I'm not going to run it through a newly built carburetor. Alright, let's see what else is in there. I think there's still a lot more. Well, there's 2 containers of gas I have to discard. I'm going to have to go to a bucket now. Hopefully there's not a lot more in here. Well, there's 2 cat litter buckets and a 5-gallon bucket with gas. Let's keep going. Okay, success. I got most of the fuel out. I pumped and pumped until it was mostly air coming through. And you can see that's the last little bit of it right there. So, I'm happy with that. I'm going to put all new gas in it and put the hose back on it. Well, I got the carburetor back, and this guy Ed, who rebuilds them, he did an awesome job. It's been thoroughly gone through, most of the stuff inside replaced, painted, and everything looks good, and they even got a gasket for it. So, next thing to do is I got to go get some bolts, because the studs coming out of the intake, the bolts were missing. So I'll get some bolts for that and get this puppy mounted on. Then I got to hook everything up to it. As I was scraping this off to get a good clean mating surface, I noticed a lot of surface rust down inside the intake. So I'm going to give it a little vacuum, do a little vacuum around the top here just to clean it out. Gotta get this old gasket material off here. ahead and bolt this carburetor down. She looks like new. I have no doubt that it'll definitely run with this new car running. Had a little trouble with the fuel line. You don't want to cross thread that. Also, the tube is flared on the end. It has to seat in there properly so that you don't have any leaks. I think I got it. I plugged in the electric choke, put on the ground. So carburetor is hooked up. I got this hose right here to put on. It's real simple. It's just an air line. Just got to hook up the linkage now. Alright, the carburetor is hooked up. I am going to put some lock washers on these before I start it up. I've also got to add some lube right here for the lower unit. I'm going to put this alternator belt on, clean the engine off. So next time, we're going to start her up. Hope you guys will join in. Well, I got all the trash out. Cleaned it out, swept it out, did a little vacuuming. Some of the stuff that's been in here was leaves, sticks, stuff like that. I mean, it's set under some trees for a couple years, so it's going to take a little time to get it right. Alright, I'm going to move on to getting this seat out and cutting the box out. Well, it looks like I got good news to report. This box for the double seat is in really good condition. There's no water damage. There's nothing broken inside. The only thing wrong is the carpet is dirty. It has a little bit of mildew down here, and there is actually some fiberglass on that, but it's solid. So instead of cut this one out, I'm going to replace these seats and just set them back on top of here, and that will save me a lot of work. Alright, that's good news. Alright guys, thanks for joining in tonight. I got a little bit done. Carburetor's on, ready to go. Just got to put on a belt and some new gas, run some water through the engine, and see if we can get her cranked up. Appreciate you following me along on this adventure, and join me next Wednesday, if not earlier, for restoring the Bayliner. Alright, see you next time.